Everyone, welcome to our team criminology blog where aspiring criminologists find everything they need to succeed in becoming licensed professional. So for today's video on Q&A with rationalization, we'll not only tackle key questions in forensic science but also dive into the reasoning behind its answers. I am Rico Timosong and I am here to help you better understand core concepts, clarify common misconceptions, and build strong foundation for your board examination. To cover all levels of Bloom's taxonomy, such as remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating, and questions on core competencies in forensic photography. So if you are ready to dive deep into criminology, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and turn on notification for more updates. So together, we'll take your knowledge and skills and motivation to a new heights. Let's get started. So here are sample questions and detailed discussion for its options. Here we are. So for number 1, remembering level, the question is, what is the primary function of ISO in photography? So there are 4 options. A, control the amount of light entering the camera through the lens. B, adjust the sensitivity of the camera sensor to a light. C, set the duration of the shutter remains open. Or D, define the color temperature of the image. So what do you think is the correct answer? Okay, so to rationalize its choices, for option letter A, that is incorrect. Why? Because see, it only refers to the aperture function, not the ISO. So that's why it is incorrect, since the question is focused on the primary functions of the ISO, not the functions of the aperture. So that's why letter A is incorrect. For letter B, option letter B, that is correct. Why? Nga naman, bakit itong option na to ay tama? Why? Because ISO controls the sensor sensitivity to light, so affecting the brightness. So that is one of the functions of the ISO, control the sensor sensitivity to the light. So that is correct, letter B. How about letter C? Letter C is incorrect because is shutter speed, no, not the ISO. So the choices, letter C, it emphasize the shutter speed, not the ISO. So while ang letter D is also incorrect. Why? Because it only pertains to white balance, so which is unrelated to ISO. Number 2, for understanding level, the question is, why might a photographer use a high ISO setting when shooting in a low lights? So choices: A, to increase the depth of field. B, to capture faster motion without blur. Letter C, to brighten the image when less light is available. Letter D, to create warmer color tone in the photo. So what do you think is the correct answer? So in this question, so to rationalize its choices, for option letter A, to increase the depth of field, is it correct or incorrect? So that is incorrect. Why? Bakit mali ito? Why? Because it only relates to the aperture size, no, which controls depth of field, not in ISO. So it only emphasizes the aperture size. It only relates to the aperture size. So, wherein the aperture size controls the depth of field. That's why option letter A is wrong or incorrect. For option letter B, to capture faster motion without blur. So, this option is also incorrect. Why? Why? Even though when two look differ, so option letter B is correct, but only indirectly. Rising ISO doesn't directly capture motion, but it only support using faster shutter speeds. No? So for that option letter B. Even though medyo correct na siya, but only indirectly. So, which rising ISO doesn't directly capture motion. So, dili siya directly mo capture og motion, but support using a faster shutter speed. So, meaning, ang ISO only support, no? So, it only supports using a faster shutter speed. That's why option letter B is still incorrect. Number 3, applying level. The question is, a photographer wants to take portrait with blurred background. Which camera setting should he adjust primarily? Choices: A. Shutter speed, B. ISO, C. Aperture, D. White balance. What do you think is the correct answer? So, to rationalize its choices, option letter A is incorrect. That shutter speed is incorrect. Why? Why? Because the shutter speed controls the exposure. No? It only controls the exposure time but doesn't impact the background blur. So, dili siya makaapekto sa background blur. So, it only control the exposure time. That's why option letter A is incorrect. For option letter B is still incorrect. Why? Because ISO increases brightness. That is the function of ISO. It only increases the brightness but doesn't affect the background sharpness. Dili niya maapektuhan ang background sharpness. No? So, aning ISO. For number 4, analyzing level. The question is, a photographer compares two images. One shot with a wide aperture f2.8, that is f-stop number 2.8, and one with narrower aperture f-stop number 16. So how these aperture settings likely affect the image? Choices: A. The image with f-stop number 2.8 has more depth of field than the one with f16. Letter B. The image with f-stop number 2.8 has a shallower depth of field than the one with f16. Letter C. The image with f-stop number 2.8 is darker than the one with f16. Letter D. The image with f2.8 has less sensitivity to light than the one with f16. So what do you think is the correct answer? For number 5, evaluating level. Question. Which lighting setup provides the most flexibility for creating natural-looking shadows in portrait photography? Option A. Using built-in camera plus. B. Using ring plus position directly in front of the subject. C. Using an off-camera flash with a softbox. D. Using continuous light position above the subject. What do you think is the correct answer? So for these questions, the correct answer is letter C. Why? So letter C is correct. Why? Because an off-camera plus with a softbox offers control over shadow softness and directions. So iyang i-control ang shadow softness and directions. So that's why an off-camera plus with softbox is correct, no? So and then ang option letter E, that is incorrect, using a built-in camera plus because it produces harsh flat lighting open with harsh shadows that will happen when you will use a built-in camera plus. For option letter B, that is incorrect because using a ring plus position directly in front of the subject can minimize shadows by evenly lighting from front, but it lacks depth of field. That's why option letter B is incorrect. So for option letter D is still incorrect, using continuous light position above the subject because it only provides consistent lighting. Mag-provide lang sa consistent lighting but may not offer same natural look and flexibility for shadow control. So that's why option letter D is correct. So for this question, which light it up provides the most flexibility for creating natural looking shadow in portrait photography, the correct answer is letter C, using an off-camera plus. So next, number 6, creating level. The question is, a photographer is tasked with creating a dramatic portrait. Which combination of settings and techniques will most effectively achieve this? Option A, high key lighting, high ISO narrow aperture. B, lighting, low ISO, high shutter speed. Letter C, side lighting, low ISO, wide aperture. Letter D, direct plus, high ISO, fast shutter speed. So what do you think is the correct answer? So the correct answer is letter C. That's all for today. So don't forget to subscribe for more tips on criminology and hit the bell icon for updates on our latest contents. Together, let's make your dream reality.